NA.
The 80-20 Principle, by Richard Koch, is a business idea which can be applied to many areas of our lives. This book gives many examples and techniques for how to use the principle, and this video will describe the key points in just a few minutes. Actions don't directly translate to results. We must balance cost in time and money against outcomes in the best possible way. People usually consider money before time, but time is all you really have, and it is the most important currency you can use to get what you want. Decide on what's important to you and spend most of your time there. The 80-20 rule, also known as the Pareto principle, is a familiar saying that asserts that outcomes and causes are imbalanced. The name comes from the idea that 80% of outcomes, or outputs, result from 20% of all causes, or inputs, for any given event. This isn't a hard and fast rule. The numbers can be different, but the important lesson to take away is to identify inputs that are potentially the most productive, prioritize them, and maximize their positive effect. How can we apply the principle to our lives? Figure out which inputs and activities are most likely to produce the biggest results. Observe activities that your business, and other people around you take. Identify which seem to have the biggest effects. Also, consider the relationship between the activities that produce big and small outcomes. How essential are the seemingly useless activities? Prioritize your own time to balance activities which produce the largest outcomes with ones which make you feel accomplished and happy. No amount of reward can motivate you if you don't enjoy what you are doing, at least in part. For lesser but necessary activities, or activities which are too time-consuming, figure out ways to automate or outsource them to better reflect their value on your time or on your business time. For business concerns, identify which activities cost the least time and money, and produce the best returns. Prioritize them by combining these two stats. For example, focusing on talent over quantity of employees, hiring or training up creative and initiative-taking workers is much more likely to produce the biggest outcomes relative to cost. In addition, asking the top-performing employees to coach the others and working on, or replacing, underperforming ones. Make up an 80-20 model based on the financial impact of business issues. Analyze them regularly to know what to cut or how to grow the best-performing inputs. If you aren't a decision-maker, try to talk about these issues with those who are. One of the biggest ways to get closer to 80-20 in business and in life is to consider what is simplest. If you care about customers' needs and satisfaction, you should reduce complexity. Progress requires simplicity. Products, services, processes, and interactions should all be made simpler to the maximum possible degree until it no longer helps to further simplify them. This benefits both sides of the transaction immensely. We can also apply the same principle to our personal life and happiness. Think back to the times you felt happiest and take note of what made you happy. Find ways to replicate those things. Think about the most significant achievements in your life and look to recreate and build upon them. This will include both internal and external factors in our lives. We can't control many external factors, but we can control our exposure to them, so do what you can to alter the external factors by choosing who you associate with. Carefully select who can help you live the life you want. So, in business and in life, we are presented with many options, all of which have costs and outcomes. When choosing which ones to spend time, effort, and money on, consider the relative cost and outcome, as well as your happiness and goals for the future. Once you have ranked all your options, you know where to place the majority of your resources, be it time, money, people, or something else.
NA.